Okay, good morning, everybody. This is another episode of 010 Podcast where we have a guest today. And so we're meeting Dr. Kate Gress, and she's from Wisconsin. She is somebody I've met through social media. So that's super exciting to have a positive experience through social for sure. Meeting her, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself. I do know that she's a chiropractor, so we have a lot of that in common. And she also loves investments. So I'm excited to chat about that as well. So, Dr. Kate, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe where you live and your home life a little bit?
Sure. So like you said, I'm a chiropractor and I am in more northern Wisconsin. And I've had a practice here for the past 26 years. However, I also do real estate investing. So I started that journey 23 years ago, built a commercial building, partly to house my practice and then also to have some rental space in there as well. And then eventually over time acquired more real estate. And so that's a big part of what I do right now is in addition to having a practice, but I also own real estate.
And where in Wisconsin? What part of
Uh,
the
so North Central, if you know where Wausau is,
okay,
I'm
I do.
you do? Nice, Andy.
Mhm.
out.
I
Where are
do.
you?
I'm Bismarck, North Dakota. But I have a girlfriend in Wausau, and so
Oh,
actually went to her wedding there. So yeah, it's a beautiful area.
yeah, it is. I like it for the most part, other than the winters get really long,
Yes.
as I'm sure you probably know, being from Bismarck.
Yes.
Yeah, we feel
We,
you. We feel you
we,
there.
we feel you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh,
how big is the town? Like when you're saying you have a practice there, like just
Well, okay, so I don't live in the town that I own that I have a practice in. I'm about 30 miles away. So my practice is in a town of about 10,000 people, probably a drawing area of about 23,000. And
okay.
then I live in a town of about 8,000. So just
Okay.
very, very rural.
Mm-hmm. Did you grow up there?
I did. Yes, I grew up there and yeah,
Oh,
I've lived here my whole life other than college.
yeah.
So, family, friends, all here. So after I graduated from chiropractic school, I actually wanted to go to Arizona because
Yeah.
I love warm weather. I love, that climate. And but my then husband at the time and I decided, family was important. And if we were going to start a family and have kids of our own, we wanted to be around grandparents and aunts and uncles and that sort of things.
Yeah.
And ultimately we decided to come back to Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. Got it. I was just discussing that with my mom this morning because my brother he's expecting, and I was like, I can't imagine having a family without anybody around that you like any other family around. Like, I think it'd be really
I think
hard
it
to
would
do
be
that
too.
alone, you know?
Yeah. I'm grateful that we were able to raise the kids with family around and just being in a rural area. I think that was good for my kids as opposed to, being in some big city. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Andy and I are small town girls too, so we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're Arizona girls too, so we get
Well,
that too.
hi. Yes,
Well, I am.
you are.
You vi-
Josie's becoming one maybe.
I'm
you
a tiny
visit there
town.
frequently?
Yes, and recently bought a home down there too. So
Nice.
so yeah, trying to figure all that out. But so you're welcome anytime.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to pick you up on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Where in Arizona?
South of Mesa, so Santan Valley.
Yep. Okay. Two of my kids started college out there, so
Oh,
I'd,
cool.
I'd
Good
gone
to
out
get
there quite a bit.
Arizona. Yeah.
What a great excuse to go visit.
I know. I was kind of
Mhm.
happy when they said they were going to college there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of parents are like, no, you can't go that far away from
Yeah.
home. Like, yeah, I'll go visit.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. 100%. Okay, so I did a little research background stuff on you a little bit. So you wrote a couple of books, some ebooks?
Yeah. Yeah. I did a couple of books on investing.
Yeah, okay. When did those come about? Like when did you decide, hey, it's time to start writing some things down?
Probably last year,
Oh, so
I
recent.
think 2024. Yeah, just recently. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Very cool.
Yeah, I just, just talking with a lot of our investors and
Yeah.
potential investors, they didn't know a lot about passive investing. It's a totally different model than just going out and buying a house and renting it out and being a landlord. So I wanted to give people more information on how passive investing worked. So, I just wrote a book on that, and so people had more information.
Right. I feel like, especially in the chiropractic world, or even now, like different things that I'm doing, I say the same things over and over again, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so where can I just put all this information in one thing to
Yeah.
get to people? And then they might have different questions for you later, but it seems like you're, saying the same things over and over again to the same person, honestly, and trying to say it in different ways where it's hard to get the
Yes.
full grasp of a whole process.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. And there's so much that it's like, okay, to sit down and have a conversation with someone for 15 or even 30 minutes, that you can't even cover it all. So it's like, here, if you want to delve into it more, read the book.
Yeah, read the book and then let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Because,
right.
yeah, you'll have a foundation of some sort before.
Uh-huh.
That
Yes.
makes sense. Very good. So who was your first when you started a new business? Do you remember like your first client? Like not your chiropractic, but the is it Ascend Properties? Ascend.
Well, I have three different businesses. I have the chiropractic business.
Okay.
I have Ascend Properties, which I have a smaller portfolio of like single family and small multifamily rentals. And then I have Ascend Equity, which is a real estate private equity company that where we bring in passive investors to invest in larger apartment complexes, like through syndications.
Okay. Got it.
So those three
So which
companies, yeah.
one came so your Ascend Properties came before the
Yes.
equity. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I got into more the, like I said, first the commercial building, and then eventually some of the smaller single family and small multifamily homes. And from there, I just decided I want to go bigger. I want to do more, bigger stuff, apartment complexes. So, and I also became a passive investor in that, and then decided I really wanted to be more active. So joined more of an active team doing the syndications, and yeah, just started then doing more bigger stuff, apartment complexes.
So what was like the beginning stages of that for you? Was it looking on Zillow and just getting excited about little places, or was there an opportunity that you like tell us about like the,
Yeah. So
before?
I mean, obviously, when I built the commercial building, that was primarily for my practice. But then I thought, why just why not, build out more spaces and have, something I can rent out. So that started that way. And then I took a little bit of a break, just, having a family and building up a practice and that sort of thing. And then I thought, I knew I was going to be selling my practice once my youngest was out of the house and graduated high school. So then I started to think, what am I really going to do? So then I just kind of delved into it more, just trying to learn more about the real estate end of things, and started going to networking meetings, like real estate investor association meetings, and met a lot of really good people that way, and met a lot of people that like wholesalers. So I was able to acquire, quite a few properties, get some really good deals that way. That's also how I met my one of my business partners right now in the syndications. He was speaking at one of the events. So I connected with him, and that's kind of how I got into doing the syndications, the larger stuff.
Hmm, cool. What would you say? Like, I feel like I don't know, in a lot of my friend groups, we all talk about this. Like, hey, when are you gonna like get that house or get the first like real estate investment type thing started? Or it can be different investments too, but we either talk about buying houses or buying businesses, it seems like. And
Yeah, that's fun.
it's fun to talk about, right? But we
Yeah.
never pull the trigger. So why is that? Why do you think people stall or like
I
stop moving
Yeah,
forward?
I think it's the unknown, and they don't know enough about it. That's what I think,
So just
because
keep digging, like
yeah,
learning.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's how it was for me. Um, I felt I had to learn a little bit more before I really got into it and research it a little bit. So yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Because
Yeah.
where do they start? There's so like with like real estate, there's so many different asset classes, different markets, so it's like how does and when you go and you buy a single family home, that's that can be, depending on what size, that could be a big chunk of change. So if you don't know anything about it or anything about being a landlord, I think that could be kind of scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you
The
find
first home that I purchased, then went into a second home and rented out my first home. And that went well for a while, for a couple years. And then when it started to go south, I decided I was either going to buy more or get rid of the one and just be done with it. And so that's what most people said most people that I asked for advice said, really having one rental property is just honestly a waste. Like it either needs to be you go all in and you have multiple properties, or one or two is just not worth your time and effort. Is that
It's a
something
lot.
you agree upon?
I totally agree, because it's a lot of work. And I think people think, oh, I'll just buy a house, I'll rent it out. It's easy, it's passive income, but it's really not passive. There is a lot of work involved. So yeah, I think you're right. I think if you're gonna really make a go of it, you kind of have to go all in on it. Um, so that's one way of doing real estate, but you can also do, like I was talking about before, syndications, where you can own the property, but you don't have to deal with any of the tenants or the toilets or the trash or anything like that. So you don't have to do any of the work, but you can benefit from the returns.
Mm,
So like with that model, I think that's better for busy professionals, people that don't have the time to be a landlord, for people, like chiropractors that want to continue to adjust, continue to see patients, continue to have a practice, but not be bothered with, midnight calls that the pipes froze. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, there is a bit of that where I know it in my experience where I was like, do I actually have the time to do this? Like, I think it sounds great,
Mhm.
but it is. You start thinking about the time of it all. And yeah, it can interrupt the sleep or the family or whatever else. A
Yeah.
little
And
different than
then,
in the stock market, you know? I'm not saying that that's the best thing, but there's a
yeah,
big difference.
right.
Yeah.
And then you have the issue of, okay, if you have a single family home and you lose a tenant and you don't get that rented right away,
Yeah.
well, you're losing all that income. Versus, like, that's partly why I wanted to do larger things, multifamily apartment complexes, because it's just the economy of scale. You lose one tenant, okay, well, that's not as big of a hit as if you had a single family home and you lost a tenant.
Right.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sense. So tell us about your like your family a bit, because I know that there's a neat dynamic between you and your husband. So talk about that a little.
Sure. So, between my husband and I, we have 5 children, um, ranging from 36 to 19 years of age. My husband is a chiropractic business consultant, so it kind of works out well sometimes,
Yeah, right.
not always.
I don't
Like,
always want to take the advice. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, he's told me lately, he's like, you don't even listen to me anymore when it comes to like what he tells me about the practice. Like, yeah, that's all right. We're used to that. But no, like that's how we met. Um, I had him doing consulting for me, and that was 20 years ago. And we work well together. But like I said, sometimes I'm just like, I'm gonna do my own thing.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's awesome.
What percentage of your time do you spend on chiropractic versus real estate?
I would say it's probably about 50-50 for me. I don't see patients any longer. So that really affords me time to do real estate. I still have the practice. Still go in I try to do a set schedule, it just kind of depends, but um, still meet with the doctors, meet with my staff, the team. And I still do some of the marketing for the practice. So I'm still, pretty involved. But yeah, I'd say it's probably 50-50.
You prefer one to the other? Or is it just nice to have a mix of both?
It is nice to have a mix of both. Yeah. Um, I will be exiting chiropractic, selling my practice to one of my associates next year, just because I do want to go full in on the real estate. And that had always been the plan for the last probably 10 years, that she's been working with me, that, she wanted to someday own the practice. And I knew that when my kids were older, I'd want to move on and probably do something different. However, I love chiropractic. Obviously I'll still, adjust friends and family and be involved that way and work with chiropractors from the real estate end of things. But yeah, just kind of time to probably do something totally different.
I saw that you opened your practice in 99. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So that
So
makes
I've been
sense.
there a while.
Right. Like it's just sometimes you just need to change the scenery a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing wrong
So
with that.
yeah. Um,
It's hard
so
to
yeah,
say in our
I like
profession, though. It's hard to say that we want that in our profession
that
and
we
not
want one.
like a change of scenery or like, I don't know. It seems like
Yes.
there's a little bit of like, how could you not want to be a chiropractor anymore or something? And it's not that we don't want to be chiropractors anymore.
Right. I agree with that. Sometimes I do kind of cringe, like when I say it, like, oh, I'm selling my practice, I'm not going to be in chiropractic. No, I still love chiropractic. I
Yeah.
still, believe, it's the best thing and, the
Yeah.
philosophy of chiropractic, but yeah, I just want to do something different. I've been
Yeah.
doing it for 26 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm super
27, actually
excited to
27. What's
hear how
that?
it goes. I'm super excited to hear how it goes with like as you're working with chiropractors on the financial side of things.
Yeah.
Just because yeah, that'll be I mean, there's just such a an open-mindedness to a lot of chiropractors. I at least the ones that I'm around that I think it could get very exciting to do
Oh,
like financial stuff with them. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. And we do
Like a
have
box.
a lot of chiropractors that are investors with us. And, they're very excited just because they don't have to deal with any of it.
Right.
They're busy with their practice. Like I was saying before, they just, it's like, no, I want to be part of this. I want to be a partner in the real estate, but I don't want to have to deal with the day in and day out of managing, the properties and the property managers and all the stuff that goes with that. So I think people are really excited. And a lot of people, like we were saying before too, oh, we're interested in real estate. We want to get into it. We don't know how. And, this is kind of a good opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm. Who would be your like mentors that you've had as mentors throughout the years? Whether it's somebody you personally know or somebody you listen to or.
You know, um, my husband,
Yeah.
probably, even though he's not a chiropractor, he is such a strong advocate for chiropractic. Uh, and yeah, I think he's probably my number one.
Yeah.
Mhm. But I mean, there's so
That's
many good
great.
people. I'm part of the Chiropractic Society of Wisconsin. We founded that in 2012, and it's great. I get to be around, some really great people, work with great people, especially when we have our uh, annual fall convention, and a lot of good people there. I don't know if you know Lona Cook. She's,
I know that name. Why do I know that name?
you've probably seen her speak on a lot of platforms.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I really like her. I enjoy talking with her, and um, she's a go-getter.
Mm,
So,
nice.
yeah, so she's one on the board with us. But there's so many, so
Yeah.
many good people.
surrounding yourself with good people, that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people that, yeah, surrounding yourself with people that, that are doing the things that you maybe want to be doing, or that, you resonate with.
Mhm. Right.
Kinds of things do you do for self-care and um, personal development, um, those types of things?
I mean, self-care, obviously chiropractic. I'm very health conscious. I eat well, and I have a regular workout routine, strength training, walking, I'm active, hiking, in the summer, on the lake. And, but like self-development, I read a lot, and I do that, for fun, but also self-development. And also, I listen to a lot of podcasts, read books, go to like a lot of conferences, for chiropractic and for real estate. So that's been kind of part of, the real estate journey too, is just getting in there and meeting new people, networking, and just learning, going to the conferences.
Mm, very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say that's a big part of, um, self-care. And sometimes I probably don't do enough of it, but just take a break because I really like to work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
With the
Yeah.
holidays coming up, do you have some fun holiday traditions?
Uh,
Especially with a blended family, like, is
yeah.
that hard to sort of create those traditions when you have,
Yes, actually
yeah?
it is. It was a little bit hard to do that. It is. And now kind of, kids are grown and all over, but one of the things tradition wise, going out and cutting our own Christmas tree.
Oh,
And so
wow.
I grew up on a Christmas tree farm.
Oh,
So
wow.
Oh, really?
yes, yeah, Christmas
Just
tree.
like just like a Hallmark movie.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a Hallmark movie. Actually, Christmas trees and ginseng. So,
Very
but yeah, so my
cool.
dad had, Christmas trees. So every year, we'd take the kids out and we'd go find our tree, pick out our tree and cut it down and bring it back. And yeah, just like the Hallmark cards or the Hallmark movies.
Oh, fun.
I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's fun. And we always do it after Thanksgiving, like the day after. I know some people are like, that's too early to put up your Christmas tree, but
No,
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 no.
not for us.
I would disagree. We'll have Christmas up probably at the same time, a little bit
Yeah.
after.
And I love Christmas music too. So I'll start like in November, I'll start listening to it probably when the stations come out. And
Yeah.
I always want to put it on at the office, and they're like, no, no, we're not doing that. It's too early before Thanksgiving.
Right. Yeah. I will say, um, going through stores and like the kind of music that they are sometimes playing, like I get kind of over, Deck the Halls, Cheery Chipmunks.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Sometimes it
I
does.
will say by Christmas time, I'm kind of ready for that to be done. But I do like just the pretty music, the pretty Christmas
Yeah.
music. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, well, I really appreciate your time here today. Been
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, how do we get a hold, or how do people get a hold of you or find you? Like, what's the best way to reach out?
Um, Dr. Kate Gress, Facebook, Instagram. We have my website. They want to go to that too and book a call. That's ascendequitygrp.com.
Okay.
So yeah, they can get in touch that way.
Okay. Very cool. I'm just writing that down real quick. GRP, you said?
Yes,
Ascend Equity.
ascendequitygrp.com.
One more question
Yeah.
for fun. If people are planning a trip to Wisconsin, because people from around here will go like to Wisconsin Dells, things like that.
Hmm.
Um, is there some place maybe off the beaten path or some place they don't know about that you would recommend that they make sure that they see when they're in the Wisconsin in your area?
Yeah, I love our area of the state, more kind of northern. They can go up to like Minocqua, Eagle River, and that's all like chains of lakes. And that's just beautiful in the summer. So
Mm.
And there's, stuff to do up there and recreation and
Yeah,
hiking and biking and so many trails and that sort of thing, camping.
perfect. Sounds
Is
Yep.
that
perfect.
usually cabin stay or hotels, Airbnb stay? Like how do people?
I think people do, camping. I think they do a mixture, probably Airbnbs, camping. Um, we have a lot of people that have lake cottages and homes from like Chicago area that'll drive up
Mhm.
on the weekends.
Okay,
So, but
got it.
yeah.
So it's houses. It's not like a town per se. Like I'm thinking like a town, but maybe it's more of a area.
Well, I mean, there's town. I mean, there are towns and areas. It is kind of a whole area actually, but with
Okay,
there's different towns. I mean, there's different areas you can go to in the towns, and there's just lakes all over. So
lovely. It sounds really
yes,
nice. Doesn't that sound nice, Andy?
It sounds right up my alley. Yes.
Yeah,
you
right.
you
And I have driven that way. I've driven north. My sister lives in Petoskey, Michigan. So I've driven that, north through the UP and stuff. Um, but also I was thinking maybe you would mention the House on the Rock, which is a really interesting place in Wisconsin, isn't it? Have you been
It
there?
is.
I'm
I was there
guessing.
when I was a kid,
Yeah.
so I don't remember it that well,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is interesting.
Interesting. Different. Very different. Yeah.
Very different. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh, but oh, yeah, I was gonna say what you'd love if you do, love being on lakes and everything in the summer, and you go to
Hmm.
the area I was talking about, Eagle River, Minocqua, that area. You can rent pontoon boats, drive through the chain of lakes. They've got, um, you know, restaurants and bars you can, pull the boat up to, and lots of, just water skiing, jet skiing, that sort of thing.
That
Fun.
sounds
Yeah.
so fun.
Good
All
place for a retreat, Josie, huh?
right, I know that's what I'm saying,
Oh, you totally could do that. That would be super fun.
Yeah.
right? You want to help us
Yes.
do that?
Yeah,
Let's get
I
us
totally
going up
would.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
let's
not kidding. I'll help you if you want help.
It's a
okay.
plan.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. And
Well,
we
thank you guys.
Thank you, Kate. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you as well. Have a great
Mhm.
day.
bye everyone.
Bye.